Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the County of Monterey's Wednesday, May 14th, 2025 news briefing. I'm Nick Pasculi, the County Communications Director and Chief Public Information Officer. We have a great lineup for you today, but before we get started, I wanted to share a few upcoming important items that I know you'll be interested in. Tomorrow, on May 15th, at 10 a.m. down at Lake Nacimiento Lodge, we'll be having a press conference and ribbon cutting and grand reopening of the lodge. The county and our concessionaire has made significant investments down in Lake Nacimiento, and so we're inviting the media to come get a preview of the beautiful remodel of the lodge and some of the cabins down at the lake, as well as other amazing improvements that have been done by our Parks Bureau. Also on Sunday, May 18th at 11 a.m., from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., we're having a great celebration out at Toro Park to celebrate Public Works Weeks. This is a great family event. Enrique is going to be talking to us about that a little bit more in just a few minutes, but I wanted to put a plug for that event. If you're into big trucks and heavy equipment and a lot of family fun, this is a perfect opportunity for you, and it's free. So we hope to see you there. And lastly, next Tuesday, the 20th of May at 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon, our Board of Supervisors will be having another public hearing with regard to Moss Landing. And so we would invite anybody interested to tune in via YouTube, Facebook Live, or attend our meetings in public at the County Board Chambers right here in downtown Salinas at 168 West Alisal Street. Of course, there's a lot of other things going on around the county, and we will invite you to visit our website, countyofmonterey.gov, to keep in touch with us and learn more about all the work that's going on here in the County of Monterey. And with that, our first and second guest this afternoon is Enrique Saavedra, who is the Chief of Public Works. Enrique is going to give us an update on the Pajaro community improvements that have been going on since the unfortunate flood that happened a couple years ago in Pajaro, as well as talk to us about the event on Sunday. So Enrique, welcome to the briefing.
Thank you for the invitation, Nick. Again, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Enrique Saavedra. I'm the Chief of Public Works. And like Nick indicated, I'm here happy to provide an update on the work we've been doing in the town of Pajaro. Our crew's been busy working out there, trying to make us improvements to help the community recover following those devastating floods we had at the winter of 2023. So with that, I'll just start off, maybe provide some background for those folks who are not too familiar with the area. I'm going to share my screen, Nick, if that's okay, to show a map and some other things here. So bear with me a second. So hopefully we all seen a map of Pajaro here. And so here's an aerial picture of Pajaro area, the Pajaro community, with San Juan on top, and then Salinas Road coming up and down the page here on the left-hand side, and then Railroad Avenue on the bottom here to sort of get everybody oriented on where we're at. So as part of this project, we have the installation of a number of streetlights. These are streetlights that we are looking to install to help the illumination of the community out there, of the walking areas. And it's something the community asked for. And I got some photos here I'll also share with you as far as of those streetlights so you can get a better idea of what we're talking about here. First of all, the streetlights are like typical streetlights. They have a foundation. Here you see a picture of the workers pouring the foundation. And these streetlights are solar, powered by solar energy. So each streetlight has a solar panel. And this is what you see here in this other photograph here. These are the solar panel arrays that get installed with each streetlight. Here you see a picture of a streetlight actually getting erected out in the community. As you can see, there's a standard height pole with a luminaire or the light, and has a solar panel and a little battery pack there to keep it light going during the overnight hours. So again, we chose these locations where there was poor lighting or no lighting in the town community, with the hope then that the community is able now to enjoy these sidewalks and make it more of a walkable community during the non-sunlight nighttime hours. Here's a street light we installed at the right in front of the Pajaro mansion, we call Pajaro Vehicle Mansion. So there'd be a lot of illumination there. We also installed one here in front of the Cayetano Park. This is a little neighborhood top park in the town community in the town of Pajaro. And you can see here that we're installing a street light, and we're also installing some repairing the sidewalk and installing accessibility, the ADA ramp, sort of accessibility ramp, to help it again make these sidewalks more walkable. And I'll talk about that more in a minute here. So, but again, street light, and just to show you what the finished product looks like, this is the finished product. Again, you get the light, solar panel, and a battery to keep the light going in the overnight hours. Like I alluded to a minute ago, we're also doing some sidewalk improvements throughout the community. We're adding pedestrian landing ramps where there was none or there were not to current code, and also making repairs to the sidewalk areas throughout the community of Pajaro. Again, these red dots indicate the areas we selected. And just to orient everybody again, is this San Juan Road, the Salinas Road, and they're kind of scattered throughout the community of Pajaro. We're also doing some improvements to some of the existing signals, to the traffic signals and the pedestrian crossing, I guess, beacons or lights that you see out there in the community of Pajaro right now by the school. So we're looking to upgrade them and provide a better lighting for them as well. And these are the locations. Some new ones are up along San Juan, up here, San Juan and Salinas. There's an existing crosswalk here. And then there's the school beacons or signage we're also improving here by the Pajaro Middle School on either side. And then we're adding a couple of we call radar speed feedback signs. These are signs that says this is the speed limit and this is your speed as you drive by. So again, it's to keep speeds down and again make the community more friendly to pedestrians and people walking the neighborhood. We're just about wrapping up the streetlights this week. The sidewalk work it's next to be completed. We hope to be completed with those improvements to the sidewalks by the end of the month, end of May. And then the last item I mentioned here are the traffic signal and sign upgrades, and those will probably be done towards the end of June. Again, a lot of work happening out there, and we're really excited about these improvements we're bringing to the community. And again, it's another great project for Pajaro, following those devastating floods we had in the spring of 2023. So Nick, any questions? I'm happy to take them at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this is fantastic, Enrique. I just keep thinking, even with the streetlights, it brings me back to my childhood, and especially with summertime and whatnot, wanting to stay out a little bit later and play with my friends, and that's going to be great for the young kids in the community to be able to enjoy the nice summer evenings outdoors.
Yeah, yeah.
And then also I know there's other projects planned for Pajaro. What might be next on your all's list of improvements for the community?
Yeah, so besides these improvements I just talked about, there's also another project to resurface and restripe Salinas Road. This is the road that comes through the town of Pajaro from the Porter Bridge down to the end of town, that Railroad Avenue. So we're looking to resurface the whole street, add some new striping. We're just wrapping up the plans on that project, and hopefully later this fall, I'm talking about September, October timeframe, we'll be out there resurfacing the streets in Pajaro. Again, it's the goal to give it a new sort of a facelift, if you will, to this main street of Pajaro. We're excited about that. That project is funded through a grant that we got from the state of California, and it should be a good improvement to the community.
That's fantastic. And this is great timing to talk about the improvements in Pajaro being done by our Public Works folks, because it is Public Works week. And obviously, this is a great segue into the celebration that we're going to be having on Sunday in Toro Park. And why don't you give us some details of information about what people can expect when they come out with their families this Sunday?
Sure, sure. I'll start off, and I just saw that we have Randy Easter, our Director of Public Works, has blessed us with his presence here. So I know he has a busy schedule, and he's made some time to join us as well. So that's really good. But I'll start it off. Maybe Randy may want to say some words as well. But we next week, it's part of our annual efforts to again recognize all the work that's done by public works crews in the field and trying to support our communities. We take a week out of the year to celebrate and remember those efforts, and it's next week. So on Sunday, we're going to kick it off with a public works event at Toro Park, and we're inviting the community to come out and see and talk to the crews and see what they do and talk to them. But maybe let me toss it over to Randy. Maybe he can give a more in-depth explanation as far as what the event details will be like.
Welcome, Randy.
Thank you very much, Enrique. Thank you very much, Nick, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Enrique explained it so very accurately of what all we were going to be doing this coming Sunday. It's a family-friendly event that's free, so please bring your family and friends to our event. The purpose of National Public Works Week, as Enrique said, is to recognize the work done behind the scenes. When things are going well, the employees often do not get recognized or called about it. And so National Public Works Week is that time to recognize the efforts of which are done by our hardworking public works, facilities, parks, and other support crews, such as the County Fleet Services and others. This year marks the 65th annual Public Works Week, and it was first introduced many years ago through one of our U.S. presidents, and now has become recognized since that point in time as an annual event. There's a theme for each year, and this year's theme is People, Purpose, and Presence. It highlights the three cornerstone ideals recognized and appreciated by public works professionals. And when we say public works professionals, we mean people who maintain the county buildings, people who maintain the parks and make them those enjoyable recreational spaces for our public, as well as the hardworking road crews, and then our financial staff and other admin staff that support them. So this year, in collaboration with the City of Salinas and the Monterey Bay chapter of the American Public Works Association, the three of us are going to be hosting this event on Sunday from 1100 hours to 1500 hours. We have a flyer for it that I'm going to share on the screen here. And again, it's this Sunday at Toro Park, which is the county park immediately off of State Route 68. So as you come into Toro Park, you're going to see a parking lot on your right-hand side, and that's the area we're going to see the various heavy equipment and the booths that are being stood up by the various staff members. So there'll be one booth for the City of Salinas, where they'll be showcasing their equipment, as well as an informational and career booth center. The Monterey Bay chapter of APWA will have their own booth that will include kids' activities, refreshments, and a raffle. And then we'll also have various booths and equipment set up for our various public works road maintenance yards, in addition to our park staff who maintain the parks, and another one for our facilities and some of our other adjunct services we provide. We'll also have a children's area where that we call it the sandbox. They'll be off to the side, and children can come by, and they'll be able to use a small scale version of an excavator in the sandpit area. So we have lots of things for everyone. And what we want to also recognize, not only the hard work of our employees, and that when things are going well, they don't hear from our public, but it's also that sense that they get from having that sense of purpose, and meeting the needs of our public is one of the many things that give our hardworking public works, facilities, and parks professionals that sense of purpose, and they're always present in the background. So please come all to our event on Sunday. Bring your families and friends and learn more about what we do. And because we're not going to be here forever, the county needs to carry on. And so for those who are interested in career paths, or didn't know that they were interested in a career path in public works, facilities, and parks, this is an opportunity to come out and see what all we do. And this might be an opportunity for someone who's starting their career to take on and become a lifelong employee for the County of Monterey. And with that, we hand the floor back for any questions. And thank you very much. And I'll stop sharing screen.
That's great, Randy. It sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm certainly looking forward to being out there and learning, and also getting some pictures and whatnot. It sounds like a great event. In fact, is that little excavator, can I fit in that? Because I'd love to try that out.
We'll have a larger scale version for adults in the form of our backhoes and other equipment that we use.
Excellent, excellent. Let me see if we have any questions in our chat. We don't have any questions in chat or online at this particular point in time, but I know we are doing a big push for this, and I know we have a lot of our media partners watching this event live in their newsroom. So send your news crews out on Sunday to the Toro Park, because this is going to be a great event. And I want to thank Enrique and Randy for taking the time. And you mentioned careers, which I think is important. It's a you never know. I mean, someone could come out there and their interest could be sparked, and like, this is great. Whether they want to be an engineer, or they want to do something in finance, or they want to be a project manager. Lots of opportunities, aren't there?
Yeah, a lot of opportunities, a lot of career paths, like you said, anywhere from engineering to finance, project management, equipment operators. Nowadays, there's a talk about having a good workforce that's well trained and versed in all the different aspects to keep our economy vibrant. And so yeah, we need everybody to choose a good career path for themselves.
Excellent. Well, thank you, gentlemen, very much for coming on today, and maybe stick around in case we do get a question. But we appreciate all your efforts and all the work that your folks do every single day. All right, so we're going to move on. Our next guest today is Marleen Bush from our Department of Social Services, and she's the Affiliations Manager. And Marleen, you're going to tell us a little bit about One Stop Community Center's open house and resource fair that's coming up. Welcome to the briefing, Marleen.
Thank you for having me today, Nick. I appreciate it. Once again, it's Marleen Bush, Community Affiliations Manager with the Department of Social Services Area Agency on Aging. And Nick, do you mind if I share my screen? Okay.
Right ahead.
Okay, so I'm here to share with you information about our open house and resource fair. It's scheduled on Friday, June 13th. Just get this going. From 1 to 4, it's a 2-hour event happening at our One Stop Community Center. And as you can see from the slides, there's a lot happening. It is a community event free to families. We're offering raffle prizes, free shave ice, food and drinks. We have fun scavenger games. As you can tell by these photos taken from our last year's event, we have a lot of activities for all ages. We have face painters, we have balloon designers, scavenger hunts, basically everything for all ages. We invite the community to attend. Once again, it is free. It's an annual event that we started in 2021 after a year-long temporary closure of our facility due to the pandemic. And it was a way to let the community know that our doors are open. So we started it in July of 2021, and we've had it ever since, each year. The purpose is to bring together all of our community partners, as well as our co-located partners at the One Stop Community Center, just to kind of share valuable information and resources to the community that we serve. And it's also a great opportunity for our partners and network providers to share information to the community that they serve, and also to showcase the good work that they do. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Outstanding. Obviously, it's another great opportunity for outreach to the community. But one of the things that crosses my mind is it really brings the services out of the office and kind of brings them out into the public. Why is that so important these days, Marleen?
Well, it's like our community center is called, it's the One Stop Community Centers, where people can go to one place to access information on this day. It's an opportunity to bring everybody together, all ages, kids all the way to seniors, and to bring all of our services together, also to network with each other, get to know what what essential services are being provided in the community, so that we can all together learn about services. that we might want to offer in the future. The main partners that are responsible for this event is CalWorks Employment Services, and that's all of our families. Aging Adult Services Branch provides services to the senior community, 60 years and older. We have the Area Agency on Aging. We have contracts from Meals on Wheels of Monterey Peninsula, Salinas Valley. We have health project centers, Alzheimer's Association. So all of these different agencies being brought together through these core partners at one location.
That's terrific. And I would imagine that every year that you've had these types of events, people that do attend are maybe surprised that they actually qualify for some services, or that their services are even available that maybe they didn't know about.
That's true. It's raising awareness, Nick. That's absolutely true.
Oh, wait a
And
minute. She
so
just,
another one of our core partners is the Military Veterans Affairs Office. They moved to our building several years ago, so we definitely want to highlight their services as well.
Fantastic. Well, Marleen, we thank you so much, and we invite everybody to stay tuned for this event in June. And of course, I know between the Department of Social Services and the county, will be pushing that information out to community partners and whatnot.
Thank you.
All right, great. Thanks again, Marleen. And then if we get any questions for you, Marleen, we'll certainly pass those along. All right. Excellent. Now we're going to go to one of our great county partners in the Monterey County Business Council. We have with us Jose Luis Barajas. And Jose Luis is going to talk to us about how the SBDC and the Monterey County Business Council is helping to boost businesses here in Monterey County. So Jose Luis, welcome, and let us learn more about what you all are up to.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit about the work that we're doing at the SBDC and with our Apex Accelerator program. So today, just wanted to share a little bit about a new partnership that we've developed with our sister program, the Apex Accelerator, a business boost workshop series. And, our tagline is, are you ready to take your business to the next level? Very briefly, going to touch lightly on what the SBDCs are and what the Apex Accelerators are, just to give a little bit of frame of reference. A little bit more about the Small Business Development Centers. We're a federal program with over 1,000 locations nationwide. We're currently a proud resource partner of the United States Small Business Administration, and the Small Business Development Centers really focus on three main things. One, we provide free one-on-one business advising. We provide free workshops across our service area on topics of interest that are relevant to our businesses and entrepreneurs. And we also provide and connect businesses and entrepreneurs with additional resources that they need to be successful in our community. All of our staff is fully bilingual in English and Spanish. We have a main office in Salinas with outreach centers also in Soledad and Monterey. Soledad is open every Wednesday from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. and Monterey is open every Monday from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. And our business advisors speak a variety of different languages, and we are able to make linguistic accommodations available upon requests. The Small Business Development Centers are funded primarily by the Small Business Administration and a grant from the Office of the California Office of the Small Business Advocate. And we are also funded through local matches and contributions, from one of them being the County of Monterey, without whose support we wouldn't be able to deliver the services and the impact that we do in our community. A little bit about our Apex Accelerator program. Our Apex Accelerator program was previously known as PTACS, which stands for Procurement Technical Assistance Center. They're also hosted by the Monterey County Business Council, which is our parent organization. Our colleagues at the Apex Accelerator are hosted under the U.S. Department of Defense. They are a congressionally mandated program since 1985 with over 96 centers across the United States, and they are one of 7 Apex Accelerators serving the state of California. Our Apex Accelerator team focuses on facilitating access to federal, state, and local government marketplace for our local businesses. Our Apex Accelerator has a different service area from the Small Business Development Center. They serve a 16-county service area, which largely encompasses the Central Coast and Central Valley. This map just doesn't include the new additions, which are Inyo and Mono counties. The core of what our Apex Accelerator team does is also focusing on one-on-one business advising, providing our small businesses with that individualized technical assistance, walking them through procurement contracts, opportunities, certifications, doing the market research, and everything else in between. And that being said, that brings us to our Business Boost partnership. So are you ready to take your business to the next level? In this workshop series, we've teamed up with our Apex Accelerator team, but also our local chambers of commerce. We've teamed up to host 2 sessions here in Monterey County. We're kicking it off this upcoming Monday, May 19th, in partnership with the Monterey Peninsula Chamber of Commerce from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. These are hybrid workshops. People are able to attend in person or online. And we're going to be focusing on 2 things. How can the SBDC support your business? How can we help you create a business plan, secure some funding, increase revenues, attract more clients, and so on and so forth? And how can our Apex Accelerator team explain to our local businesses and entrepreneurs how tapping into the government marketplace can really be a key opportunity to grow their business? And we'll have an opportunity to have some live Q&A at the end of the presentation with our business advisors and some of our procurement counselors as well. We also have a second session later on in June in partnership with the Salinas Valley Chamber of Commerce on Wednesday, June 14th, again from 12 p.m. from 1 p.m., which is also a hybrid session. Again, you can join us in person or online. And why should you join us? Don't take it just our word. Our team delivers results. We deliver impact. In quarter 1, 2025 alone, our team advised over 189 clients and assisted in securing $1.1 million in capital funding and provided over 272 hours of one-on-one business advising, whereas our colleagues on the Apex Accelerator side, again, in quarter 1 alone, just for Monterey County businesses, they helped retain over 515 jobs. They helped secure over 32 government contracts, totaling to $31.9 million, right? These are no small numbers, and our teams really are intentional about serving our community and serving the businesses and providing them the direction that they need to be successful in whatever area that might be, whether it's through business planning or entering the government marketplace. That's really what this workshop series is about, and to educate the community about how they can tap into us as no-cost resources where your tax dollars at work. So we'd just like to communicate that and elaborate more on how we can support the businesses and how they can also tap into these opportunities. And with that, I'm available for any additional questions.
That's fantastic, Jose Luis, and thank you. Obviously, you are very passionate about it, and you're a subject matter expert, and we certainly appreciate the work that you're doing at the Monterey County Business Council. I'm just kind of curious, though, are there specific types of businesses that are most likely or more likely to benefit from these types of services?
Really any business. So for the Small Business Development Center, we help any and all businesses, right? And we have a much more broad scope of work that we address, whereas our Apex Accelerator team is really solely focused on government contracting. So where the SBDC can step in is we can provide legal guidance, we can provide financial assistance, financial literacy, digital literacy, basically everything that is aside from government contracting is what the SBDC can support you with, and our Apex team can really hone in on that. As for government contracting, there are certain industries that tend to lend themselves a little bit more towards government contracting. You also need to be a little bit more scaled up and have that kind of capacity. So it's a different stage in a business that's really more applicable to that government marketplace.
I understood. I would imagine many government agencies and whatnot are looking for specific or if not specialized types of services.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. And then, when you look at the array of help that small businesses get, what are maybe some of the more common ones? You mentioned technical, you mentioned financial, you mentioned legal. Are there a few that kind of are more common?
They tend to ebb and flow throughout the year. And for example, I'll just put up the slide of quarter 1, but in quarter 1, our top services requested were startup support, marketing and sales, and funding and loan readiness. In quarters past, it tends to differ, right? So, and same for our business sector served. Depending on the time of the year, we'll see an influx of certain industries. Again, in quarters past, our top business sector served was actually childcare.
Mhm.
We're supporting a large number of people that were starting up childcare businesses through our Nurture program partnership. We were providing $1,000 startup grant. So that's also, a reason for having a high demand for services in those areas. Whenever we also do, strategic and targeted marketing for certain sectors.
That's terrific. And, it just goes to show you the importance of entrepreneurialism. And, today is more important than ever, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, great. Well, Jose Luis, thank you so much for spending your time with us today and all the work that the Monterey County Business Council does on behalf of Monterey businesses. And that wraps up our briefing for today. And we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you back here next Wednesday. All right, have a great day, everyone.